You might have heard that Jews are extraordinarily rich. Well, have you thought about where did that rhetoric stem from? If not, let's delve deep into this intriguing thought process. Welcome to Wealthy Pace, the source of inspiration for future billionaires. This is not an anti-Semitic video, but an educational one. Jews, too, have regular social groups including the rich, the middle class, and the poor. But the question is, why are they particularly known for their wealth? Well, in simple words, financial wisdom is deeply embedded into their lifestyle and religious practices. Yes, isn't that interesting? Hold on, I have much more to tell you about this. Before that, let me remind you that if you have not subscribed to my channel, you are missing out on a lot of amazing content. So make sure you have subscribed already if you want to increase the pace of your wealth and success. So let's jump back to our topic for today's video. Number 1. Judaism and wealth. Judaism does not associate poverty with signs of righteousness, as other beliefs might. Instead, they believe that each person should avoid poverty and be gainfully employed to earn their own living. This is a fundamental value that has led to a good work ethic and personal responsibility for each person to earn their own keep. Another amazing thing about Jews is that they believe in giving. They believe that 10 to 20% of their wages should go to charity and religious causes. However, they do not believe in charity to lift themselves up, and certainly not to become a burden on their community. Well, growing up with this kind of mindset makes for a solid foundation to see success as the only option. Number 2. European Jews did not own land. If you think anti-Semitism was popularized in World War II, think again. Jewish people have a tough history, including not being able to own land since as far as medieval times. But where there is a will, there's a way. Jewish people found alternative ways to build their wealth outside of property owning. Instead, they became merchants and traders. Jewish people to this day have a big footprint in major industries of most countries. So this created a safety net for the Jewish community. It is because where their services were needed, they were safe. Eventually, merchandise paved the way to riches for the Jewish community. Number 3. The most educated religious group. In 2016, the Pew Research Center released a study that listed the Jewish people to be the most educated religious group. On average, Jew people receive 13.4 years of schooling. When it comes to post-secondary degrees, Jewish people hold 61% of the qualifications. What's more interesting is the vast difference between the first and second most educated religions. This might come as a surprise to you. Christians rank as the second most educated religious group, but compared to 13.4 years of schooling on average in the Jewish community, Christians only rack up an average of 9.3 years at school. Well, more credentials lead up to high-paying salaries that can immediately improve the financial status of Jewish people right after university. Number 4. Their religion teaches good business practices. The Torah and many Jewish philosophers, leaders, and writers have made it clear how Jewish businesses must operate. According to these teachings, there is no room for dishonest practices. Any deception, collusion, or price fixation against a customer is known as ona'ah, which is translated as oppression. Fleecing the customer is seen as an oppression of their freedom. Knowing that you are going into business with someone who is inspired toward good ethics by a higher power makes Jewish people a very attractive business partner to many. Number 5. Resilience and perseverance are second nature to Jews. Despite extreme difficulties, Jewish people have shown resilience throughout. It is woven into their fabric, and the focus remains on the spiritual and practical aspects. With this perseverance and resilience, giving up is not an option. When things go wrong in business, which happens, there is no self-pity, but an attitude of let's find out how to fix it. As the author of the Money Code, Become a Millionaire with an Ancient Jewish Code, H.W. Charles wrote, the Jews are known for their perseverance, and this is what helps them achieve their goals. Perseverance means continuous persistence in a course of action, a purpose, in spite of difficulties, obstacles, or discouragement. Number 6. Good financial education taught over generations. Jay-Z got a lot of pushback for his comments on the Jewish community in his track. The story of O.J., the controversial line was, "You want to know what's more important than throwing money at a strip club? Credit." You ever wonder why Jewish people own all the property in America? This how they did it. It was seen by many experts as reinforcing the stereotype that Jewish people have some kind of global control of property and banks. However, Jay-Z's defenders saw this as a shout-out to Jewish success and a hint to the Black community to follow similar business ventures and invest in each other. The kind of generational knowledge and market confidence in the areas of finance and property that the Jewish people have is inviolable, no matter whom you support. Number 7. Parents teach their children the importance of money. In many households, speaking openly about finance is taboo. Parents try to protect their children by not sharing if they have financial troubles or if they are wealthy, displaying that it's okay to splurge. But Jewish parents adopt an alternative approach. By using 5 jars, Jewish parents teach their children the importance of money. Each jar is labeled as tithe, giving, and offering, saving, investing, and spending. Children are given 10 shekels, and the child puts 1 in the tithe jar, 1 in the giving jar, 1 in the savings, 2 in investing, and 5 in spending. The giving jars are opened up on Sundays. The tithe, which means 10th in Hebrew, is opened at the end of the month. The savings is opened on special occasions, and the investing is opened only when full. Parents do not intervene, and the child is responsible for the money. The good thing is that the children learn from their mistakes and take ownership of their decisions. Number 8. Wealth is managed effectively. Sages of the Talmud, the lives, sayings, and stories of 400 rabbinic masters, a book written by Mordecai Javaritz, is a great read. You can also hear it on Audible. This book shares many words of wisdom, including how to manage money with spiritual motivation. The book also touches on finances and diversification. What diversification means is that capital is allocated in a way that does not expose too much to one particular asset or risk, but rather spreads it out to reduce the risk. To sum it up in its most basic form, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Number 9. Look at the past to plan the future. The Jewish community understands that any circumstances arising now are not new. By looking at similar situations that have happened in the past, it is easier to make better business and financial decisions for the future. Patterns repeat themselves. Wealth is gained by learning those patterns or trends, understanding market cycles, and gaining a foothold in worldwide currency. Celso Kugierkorn, author of The Secrets of Jewish Wealth Revealed, beautifully writes, "Until now, your money has told you what to do and how much to work. Now we're going to turn that around. You will learn to tell your money what to do and how much to work for you." Well, there it is, my friend, the secret of making wealth. Number 10. Religious opportunity was taken. To Christians in the Middle Ages, charging interest was a sin. This prevented them from holding any type of financial job, leaving opportunities in that field open to the Jewish community who did not see lending in the same way. Jewish people became prominent in the money lending business, and their early success in this lucrative business was a forerunner for many of the stereotypes we hear today of Jewish people. Number 11. They look after one another. Perhaps it comes from a long history of being marginalized, or perhaps it is just in their inherent nature, but Jewish people have a deep pride in sharing their wealth to benefit their community. This mutual aid mentality is a part of their ethos and ensures that each member of the community is supported to enable them to succeed. If someone opens a new business, the community will rally around them to support it. Likewise, if someone falls in hard times, the community will try to help them out. The Judaic law instructs that poor people are to be respected and protected. This strong focus on uplifting the community means that even the shunned Jewish communities have survived the hardest times by investing in one another. So in the Jewish community, the idea of acquiring wealth is not just accumulating wealth, which is in fact considered to be vanity. Wealth is seen as a means to an end to growing a community. It is highly frowned upon not to give generously to the social and spiritual needs of the community. Rather, their religion teaches good business practices that fundamentally believe in charity. It is probably the immense zeal for charity among Jew people that makes them an extraordinarily rich group across the globe. So that was all for today's video. Proceed to this video about the unfair reality of money that only rich people are aware of. Thank you.